Next thing is that you can't process any invoices where you have not received the payment. So that's what we have here. We have a lot of invoices where we haven't received payment on. So we won't be messing with those. And the next thing is on each page, you can set the number of invoices on that page. I think this just speeds it up, but I set this at 100. You can set it at 25 or whatever you want to do on that. And then if you go from one page to the next, that's what you use the next tier for. So we've already processed all the invoices we can on this page, so we'll go to the next page. And again, you just kind of scroll down till you find some that haven't been processed. And in our example here, I'm going to try to do it with the Uber Eats. Um, and this is kind of a thing that you just get a feel for. But if you look at these invoices, you look at Uber Eats, and you have two invoices here on the 12th of July. And you look down this way and you don't see any others until the first part of the month, and you don't see any past that. So you kind of assume that these two are probably going to be on one check. So once we've determined that, then you can kind of add these two together. If you just have one, like this one with Google food ordering, then you can just say, well, it's 18. And with this one here, you can kind of look at it and say, okay, well, if I just add these two here together, it's going to be close to $81. So somewhere's in the area of 80. So next we do is we have to go find that payment. And in order to do that, you need to go to the check register. And I think the fastest way is to go to transitions or transactions down to chart of accounts, and then locate your bank account. And in this case, it's the Chase Bank, and then we just click on View Register. Okay, so we notice that the date on that on those transactions or on those invoices is 7/12. So to cut down on looking through every one of these, we use this filter here. And we go here and we know that the order was on 7/12, so we know the check's going to come sometime after 7/12. So you can start with 3 to 4 days. And a lot of this you can say, well, they're not going to be paying on the weekends. But anyway, so I go to 7/12 and then I just start maybe here on the 15th. And then usually the payment at the very furthest out would be a week or so. So we can go ahead and click on this one and go from 7/15 out about maybe to the 7/20 or something like that, and then apply payments. And this will only list the the transactions that happen after 7/15 to 7/20. And we're looking down here in the deposit column to see if we find an order that's somewhere close to 80 and it's for Uber Eats. And if you go all the way to the bottom here and you don't see it and there's a 2 here, then you can go to the next one and see if you find anything there. And it's kind of looking like that. Here it is right here. Okay, so we got $81.43. So I'm sure that's our transaction because it's on the 16th and it's from Uber Eats. Okay, so now we've located this transaction. We see that it happened on the 16th. So I'm going to go ahead and write that down so that I can keep track of that, because when we make this um, deposit thing for ourselves, then we're going to have that date so we keep it straight so it matches up with the check itself. So go up here to the top, click on New, click on Receive Payment, and then just fill out the form. So we go here, we want to do Uber Eats. Again, here we are for 7/16. Get rid of this thing here. So we go 7/16 2024, and then we select the type of payment, which is wired, and then we know our invoices are on 7/12. So we go here and we put in 7/12/2024, And because we're just working with the same date, both those invoices are on the same date, then you can put in 7/12 again. And before I get away from here, if you just work with one invoice, rather than putting in a date like this, just put in the invoice here. But because we're dealing with two invoices, then you have to go ahead and put this in for that date and then just go ahead and apply it. And here we are. Okay, so here's our two invoices, 1245 and 1244. And we can just click on this to check to see that it's right. We see it's 8143, which was the amount that was on there on the bank register. And we just click save and close. All right, now we know we got to go back to 12 or 716, so that we just kind of scroll down here and we're looking for $81.43. All right, so here's the one that we just made up. We know that because this is, instead of having the diner thing like the one that was there before, we're now using this shows up as an accounts receivable account. And so we have to delete this one here. So you just click any place in this area here, click on delete, asking you if you want to make sure you want to do that. You say yes and yes. Okay, so now that's gone. Now then we have to do the other one here. We have to put the reconcile R in the box here. So you click on that. Here's your box. You click it once for C, whatever that means, and then you click it R for reconcile, and then you save it. And again, you have to say yes and yes. And that's basically it.